I'll turn the light on.
Morning, Surface.
Morning. Yeah, that's about it from me.
Do we have
And my
anybody?
no, and
No.
my squeaky chair.
Yeah, that is.
I can't do any kind of movement, otherwise it's just squeaky, squeaky, squeaky.
Can you hear my squeaky chair?
A little bit.
No. Oh, well, that's good.
It's more like a slight crunchy background noise.
Well, that's probably just like the leather.
Yes.
I'm not sure what it is, but it's not leather.
Like a pleather.
It's
Pleather?
you only paid $150 for this chair. It is probably some toxic material that found in Chinese sweatshops. Saxious, you are in the wrong place, sir.
Let the man play Helldivers and just listen to us. God damn it.
Look, I have not been waking up, and so I have missed my friends, and so the fact that they're not here is very disappointing.
Okay, but it's Talkin Drek. You should probably expect disappointment.
That's fair. That's fair. I forgot to expect disappointment.
I will quickly just say that you and Mr. Game Masters would be very proud because I told you that I wasn't doing any further games with the 3.5 group, and that indeed kept because today they had their next game and I was not part of it.
You have like I wish I could say I was proud of you for that. And I am to a degree, but I'm also not.
Why?
Because I'm annoyed that you're even in that situation. That's like I wish that you had a good group that wanted to play and that wasn't stupid, and like you didn't have 8-month long 5-round combats. I get it. I'm glad you stuck to your guns, but
I mean, it does give me the opportunity now to be able to be like, hey, now that I'm not there, I can go back to starting up my own game again, bring people back in. If they can't come back in, find some new people to bring in, what have you. So, yeah.
No, and I get that, and I totally get that. It's more that I'm frustrated that you don't get to play, as opposed to is any of that making sense?
Yeah, a bit.
Okay.
I mean, not being the one responsible for everyone else is a nice relief. And I enjoyed it, even though I could not have picked a more burdensome class to play for having to know things other with with the artificer, because the best infusions are you have to know what every goddamn weapon or armor enchantment in the entire game is, so that you can figure out things to do a quick save on people and like totally bone an opponent. And that's best done by chucking that on like one of the two tanks, because then you've got a tank who's basically immune to anything the enemy can throw at them, and then it's just funny.
Yeah, and it is. I get that is difficult, but honestly, I mean, from your description, the problem um was not the class that you were playing. You like your ability to just focus in and it was like, oh, I'm gonna do my ADHD ain't dealing with that. So the problems that you had were so much more the group. You're talking about like, oh well, getting skipped over on turns or just again like constantly arguing over rules and like stupid minutia that don't let everyone have fun. That was the problem.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm yeah. What's up, Saxious from
God, you
Early
baby.
Logistics?
You baiting me into abandoning my missions, abandoning my contributions to manage democracy. I was on a good streak. I had gone through 3 full campaigns of not losing one helldiver, and here you are going, Thaxius, you're not around here. You're in the wrong channel. Oh, what are you doing? Like, okay, fine.
You know for a fact that like this chat went or this stream went live and your KD ratio just spiked. So
Yeah. I know. Just listening to this just made me go, I need to kill more just so I can get in here and tell them they're wrong. It's not about the mission. Go on.
Oh, I was gonna say for Sax, it was like the equivalent of a accountant's version of the Doom music suddenly turns on, and all of a sudden he's just accounting, killing his way through the enemies.
Exactly.
Mathematically.
Right.
Before it was just loops. Go on.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I was just relaxing. I was chilling as I was going through blowing up bases, dropping down 500-kilogram nukes, and arranging orbital lasers to surgically take out my enemies. And then this turned on, and it was just like, I am required, and we must speedrun this audit for the bots.
Okay, but Saxious,
Yes.
the thing is, you weren't in the pre-show room because part of the reason that I demanded you get your ass in here is because I have stories to tell, and I am super excited, and I wanted you to hear about it too. So, anyways,
well, he had the stream in the background, so he would have been hearing it.
No, I wanted it. No, needed to be here and be part of the conversation. Look, I'm awake and I've missed you guys. So, like even last week, I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be noon. I can find time to meet up with everyone. No. I was on top of Blarney Castle during last week's stream. So
did you kiss the stone?
I did. Kim did not. Big wuss.
She looked at you and went like, "You why? There's so many germs on that thing."
Actually, you know what? So before we went, some guy's like, "Yeah, all the locals piss on it. You're not gonna want to kiss that thing." And I'll admit I was a little apprehensive. However, when you're at the top of the castle, so like they've got like cameras set, like it's a tourist trap, so they've got cameras set up to sell you pictures and whatnot. But they actually have a guy there to help you because it's kind of a pain. You're hanging over the edge of a castle. You're not gonna
Yeah.
fall. They put like
Nets and everything.
it's not net, like it's just like some metal bars, but you're not falling through the metal bars. And then like they put like some metal bars that you can hold on to. Anyways, but like there's a guy there, and like like he actually like sprays some sort of cleaner on it and wipes it down every couple of people. So whatever, there's plenty of other things I've probably pulled diseases from. Whatever, I'll get over it.
Maybe you'll bring the potato famine to America.
I mean,
doubt it.
I doubt
America's literally, even if he did, the country is way too big to have an impact.
Well, and on top of that, where do you think potatoes are from?
South America.
I mean, somewhere in the Americas. I don't remember exactly where, but I mean, it's a North American thing. Like everyone associates potatoes with Ireland. Was like,
no,
Ireland didn't have potatoes until America.
I know. Mind you, I know some history snobs will also turn around like, why does your European fantasy world have potatoes? Because I want them to.
Right? Yeah. No. Yeah.
No, it's like,
who cares? Shut up! It's a potato.
Look, this is fantasy. I don't care. It's like, but this is not what Europe have. I'm sorry. Are we on Earth? That's right. You can sit down. You can close your would-be history books, and just shut up and play the game. If this is breaking your immersion, I've got news for you. Santa isn't real.
Okay, that's one step too far. No.
Not for them. If I'm spiteful, I will hit them hard.
I would go so far as to say that if Tolkien just flat out put potatoes in Middle Earth, then potatoes are fine for any fucking fantasy setting.
Yeah. Anyway, me diverting away for the discussions of potatoes, and they're hot, like hot potatoes. We must move on. Anyway, Gur, you have been kissing stones. You are now an elementalist. Your pathway into becoming a druid is well and truly cemented.
I mean, I spent a week in Ireland. I mean, if you're not on a path to druishness, after spending a week in Ireland, I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of which, hi, Roland.
What?
I discovered that the druid in the 3.5 game found this.
From here on out, we need to at least have once per session talk about the eco-terrorism that druids can commit.
Can commit?
I mean, it's optional if the player doesn't have the stomach or the interest for investing into an anti-world contribution.
I mean, the DM why are they playing a druid?
Well, the DM has been sitting and building up this entire carefully construed history, background, society, and all that, and in comes the eco-terrorist druid, who's going to go, that's some nice roads you've got there. Would be a shame if the tree's roots suddenly began to, grow very annoyingly into that direction of destroying the road. Oh no! Your support system can't hold together, my lord. How unfortunate! You can't get food from the farmers to the city. Oh no! Whatever will I do next? All I require as a small tithe is just 1,000 pigeons from your city. Why?
1,000 pigeons from your city.
But Brian, wait, this gets better. You see, I shall acquire said pigeons, and they shall come to me. I shall speak with animal. I shall convince them that they need to stay here for just long enough for me to attach the chemicals that will combust in exactly 5 hours from when they are released back. They shall return to their nesting homes, which, of course, we know pigeons have got excellent nests in the city. And these combustible chemicals will now return the city to where it belongs, into the ground.
Okay, poison ivy.
Brian. I think you need to read a little bit of history about Saint Olga of Ukraine, of Kiev, as this is exactly what she did. And as the city was burning, she had her archers go to the places where people would have to run out, and the people were given a choice. They can run into the field and be risked being shot down by the arrows, or they can go home and, suffer the consequences of their actions. Ryan, I am doing nothing worse than what we've already done in real life.
Oh,
I am just finding ways for the players to bring this into whatever game or into whatever DM's world who is unfortunate enough to have stumbled across this little channel.
Is it bad that I've sort of forgotten how evil Saxious can be?
I am here to contribute to the wider gaming community. My contributions may be negative, but it's contributions nevertheless. Besides, listen, you just have to look at it from a mathematical point of view. When you've got a minus and a negative, that becomes a positive. So a 2 wrongs does do a right.
No, 2 negatives make a positive.
Wow. Potato, potato. Welcome back. We've missed you. I've missed this laughter. This I can't believe I'm hearing this. But it's hilarious. It works.
Oh. Oh, that's fantastic. I've missed it too. No, I've just been struggling to wake up in the morning. So, that's
and you come here from me.
Absolutely. No, I woke up at like 4:00. And I'm like, I'm getting my ass up. I haven't been to Drek for weeks. I feel bad about it. And so here I am. But anyways, I'll be honest. I am not as well read as I should be. So I know that, the story you're telling is true, but I
from a certain point of view.
That's right. From a certain point of view. True as in like it is part of legends, you're not just making I'm
not
up
making
your
it
own
entirely up.
Right. But yeah, no, I firmly believe that humans are can be absolutely evil. So none of that surprises me. But anyhow, what is that like link to
that's the link to the person I've just told you. Don't worry, the man who is actually presenting this is much more entertaining than what I can do.
I'm familiar with Dankula.
Yeah, but he goes into like all the other shit that she does, and I only touched on like one of the crescendos. She does so many other things. I'm like, yeah, I've had several NPCs based on this character where I've just gone, I just need someone that will do horrible things and see if the players are going to stand against her, because I understand her justification, and unfortunately, so does most of my players. They go, yep, that sounds about right. They will either get out of her way and just let her continue down whatever trajectory she's on, or they're going to go, how may we help?
Oh,
I do want to at some point sit in the room when Brian has to explain to his doctor, because he goes, Mr. Brian, you're coughing an awful lot. Like you know that it can do some damage to your lungs. It's like, I can't help it. I show up to a weekly stream where there's an evil Danish man and he won't stop saying things. Like, Brian, have you gotten yourself checked out recently? I have. They can't find anything more wrong with me.
I wish that was the case. No, it's just It's just after effect of my acid reflux. I'll fall asleep. The acid will, jump up and, end up in my lungs. And so then I just cough for days trying to clear the crap out. So that's all it is. I'm not coughing because I'm laughing because you're making me laugh too hard. Anyways.
Okay.
Added bonus.
It is.
Anyways, so why isn't Brian here? I want Brian here. I want to tell my story with Brian here too.
He said he might not turn up, so just tell your story.
No. Anyways, so Saxious, guess what I did yesterday?
You work?
No, I did not work yesterday.
Wait, I'm out of ideas.
I ran a game.
Oh, nice. Fantastic.
How
many survived?
Everybody survived. We actually didn't get into any combat. It was
oh, damn it.
I know, rookie mistake, right?
Combat's coming. No, so I've tried running games before. And like when I've done it in the past, like I couldn't get out of the railroad. Trying to force the players to do like whatever the module says or whatever I want them to do. And so I've been doing the deep dives on my channel. I've been I've been hanging out with everyone for the last couple of years, and I was finally at the point where it's like I need to shit or get off the pot, and so we were hanging out after the Legion of Myth Friday stream, and like it was there were a few of us in there, and I'm like, you know what, all right guys, I'm putting you all on the spot. Oh my gosh, he's here. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, have you been listening, Brian? Are you caught up, or do I have to backtrack?
What time did y'all start?
20 minutes ago.
Okay, I've missed all that. But just pretend I'm caught up. It's good.
No.
I have to back up like 2 minutes. That's it. Okay. Guess what I did yesterday, Brian?
Does it involve a wet towel?
No.
Then I'm
Nor
all
is
out
it
of
something
guesses.
forbidden.
What Seraphis?
Nor is it something forbidden.
Right. Nothing illegal. I'm not going to prison for it.
Or hell.
Or hell. And maybe hell. Let's be honest.
You tried a new dish, something you've never eaten before.
Nope. Got orange chicken from Panda Express. Had that plenty of times.
You drove a stick shift. No. Wait, that's not quite legal.
That was last week. And what do you mean it's not quite legal?
Get on with it.
Seraphis gets it.
And I know how to drive stick anyways. So
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do. So
Okay.
anyways, no, I ran a game yesterday.
Oh, what game?
Alternity. So because I've been reading through the rule books, and anyways, so this is where I have to back up. I was hanging out with everyone after the Legion of Myth Friday stream, and I just got this itch. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna kind of put these guys on the spot. I'm like, I want to run Alternity more because I want to run something and like actually like I can talk a good game. I cannot run a good game.
Okay. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I'm with you so far.
Well, I've been hanging out with you guys for the last couple of years, but and so I feel like I've absorbed a lot about how to run a game, but I still haven't really done it. And I want to do it. I've got a grandson now. I think it would be fun that, as he gets older, be able to run games for the grandkids. But if I don't get started, I'm not going to develop the skill. Anyways, so I kind of put everybody on the spot. I'm like, I want to run this. Also, because I think Alternity is a fantastic system. At least reading it makes sense. It's a roll under system. I've seen that a couple of times, but I like how they do it. I like the step difficulty system. Anyways, I thought it would be fun because I've been covering it on my channel. Max has covered it on Legion of Myth. And GM Cody, he's a big fan of the game. So it's like, you know what? There's enough people here. I think we could have some fun with it. So, I was the game master. We had Max Liao from Legion of Myth. We had Bear, Mr. Max Balvon, which I'm probably butchering his last name, but whatever. A nerd's nerd. Why do I keep forgetting? Oh, we had GM Cody. And then we had Kim. We had my wife playing.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm running a pre-written module, which I am struggling with because it's like, okay, I'm trying to get the players to do stuff, and like drop enough hints that they're like, oh, this is the direction we should go, but also not railroad them into, well, no, this is the only option that you have.
Right.
So overall, though, everyone actually like kept saying that they were having fun and seemed like they were having fun. Like it was rough. Like it got to the point where I'm like, I think we're gonna stop because you all are driving it in a direction that I am not prepared for. So, but we still went for 3 hours. I managed to, stay focused for at least that long. Anyways, it was really good. And then on top of that, like I was actually able to help Kim be a better role player because she's always been like, we call it nerd adjacent. I'm the nerd.
Right.
She married me.
Right.
Well, let's be fair. She's got a streak of nerd to her anyway.
She does. But I do wonder how much of it she would have developed on her own without me.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's also just fun to say, well, I'm nerd adjacent. I like the term. Anyways, but like, so she ended up like I made her character and like accidentally ended up giving her like a bunch of really useful skills because it's more of a skill-based game. Like, because I'd read the adventure. I'm like, oh, I think these would be appropriate. I like not remembering exactly what skills the module says would be useful. Anyways, and she got kind of stuck, like just looking at her skills. Okay, what can I roll? What can I do? And I'm like, okay, no, you need to stop for a second and stop worrying about what dice you need to roll and tell me what you're wanting to do. I'll worry about the roll, but like, just
right.
come, figure that out. And as soon as we did that, she flipped and got way more into it and basically like was like interrogating a computer. And she is not techie at all.
That's exactly how Dragonbane plays. It's I mean, and I mean, just got a refresher because a video that I was just recently working on for it. But I mean, it concentrates more on you tell me what your character is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me a roll to check to see if the door is locked. Tell me how you're looking at the door to see how it's locked. Are you jiggling the handle? Are you looking at the lock and the keyhole? Are you putting something in it to jam it? I mean, what are you doing? Let me worry about the rolls and what you need to roll, because 90% of the time you don't need to roll anything.
Right. Yeah, no, exactly right. Because we ended up with like this whole not great role play session, but I mean, with the computer as an NPC, you
Right.
know,
So is that how Alternity is played,
well,
or is
I
that
mean,
kind of your version of it?
I mean, well, I think that's well, again, it's a skill-based system, so you're going to be using a lot of skills anyways.
Okay.
But I think any role-playing game, like even like Alternity even says, you know, like dice should only be used if the GM thinks it's necessary. You know, but otherwise, talk about what you're doing.
Gotcha.
You know,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Anyways, Saxus is like itching to say something.
Well, two things at this. One, congrats on getting your wife or your significant other to be gaming. I've offered that many times to my wife, and her response has been the same, which is, "I will never be in a game that you run because I know what you prepare, and I know how much of an absolute ass that you are to your players." So well done. The second one is to build upon what Derek and what you've been saying, Brian, which is that that is ideally what you want the games to be going towards. You want players to just go to not be constrained by how the mechanics work. It's good that if they know how it works, because then that takes a load off you. But for people who've never done it, that's usually the best way of introducing them. Say, just say what you want. It's my job as a game master to be able to worry about how you achieve it. It's your job to play the character and then tell me how you want to go through it. As you play, you start to learn it, and that's how you get into it. And most people won't be comfortable doing silly little voices to represent the characters, but then they get into it as they play more and more and more, because then it becomes like, oh, it's kind of a part of it, like a little bit of acting.
Yeah, and it was like, and the funny thing is, like, it was like one of the reasons that I wanted that well, okay, couple of reasons I wanted the group. Number one, they were there when I had the inspiration to do it. I was telling Seraphis earlier, like, only reason I didn't reach out to any of you guys as well is because we were already at 6 players.
I would understand you wouldn't want to reach out to me. Just me coming in there and going like, "Hello, I am here." It's like, what are the Geneva Conventions in this world?
What are you saying, Brian? What'd you say, Brian?
Derek?
Brian.
Oh, Derek. Oh, Derek.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Why do you let him in here? He comes in here with his dad jokes. And just,
hey, it's his fault. He's the one that wanted to talk Derek last week.
You broke sections.
Sax could have been,
I
democracy
totally
things.
forgot about that.
I could be contributing to Vernon Wells. I could be on trash, doing great deeds, continuing my ongoing streak of doing full campaigns at difficulty 6. Yet here I am.
I love it.
No, I was just saying I likely wouldn't have been able to make it anyway.
And that's fine. I understand that people can't do things. I at least like to,
Yeah, I get you.
to offer, but this was when I'd initially proposed it, it was the 6 of us minus Kim, but I did get to the point where I'm like, I'm inviting Kim too, because like
Everyone loves Kim.
Everyone loves Kim. I mean, there is that, but also if I involve her, I'm less likely to get guilt tripped or yelled at for ditching her to go hang out with the guys, and do nerd stuff. So,
and that has been the killer of many a game.
Right. but also including the wife has been the killer of many a game.
Yeah, you're not going to win on either one of them. Like, that's a 50-50.
Right, but lately it's just anyway, it was just one of those where it's like, no, I want her there, and I think she'd have fun with it anyways. So anyways, but regardless, it was a lot of fun. Everybody ended with a lot of, and also part of the reason for wanting that group is it is a bunch of experienced guys, that that know how to run games, that have run games for years, that have that know how to play. And so I told them straight up, I'm like, part of this is a damn it, Sax. But part of it is I wanted feedback. I wanted them to, I told them up front, I'm like, I want you to tell me you did this wrong, or this could be better, or maybe try going this direction, things like that. And did get some really good feedback when doing it. So anyways, I didn't feel like I mean I felt like an idiot, but I didn't feel like a complete idiot. So, progress.
It is progress.
Yeah, again, well done. More game masters is something I would absolutely encourage, as long as you're enjoying it as well. Definitely go for it. I am open enough to say that game mastering is not for everyone. Some people will not enjoy it, and that's okay. It's all right to know that this is not your cup of tea. Some people are just not good at it, and that's okay. If you're willing to learn and improve, then that's the right path.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, they have to want to do it. Me, like it is definitely a situation of anytime I've wanted to play, I have to be the one running it. But a lot of my struggle is getting over the hump to actually do it. And so that was another reason is it's like, like the little group chat that we set up for it. Like I literally titled it "Holding Brian Accountable" because I'm like, I want to do this, and everyone's because like for years everybody's like, so Brian, when are you running the Ninjas and Super Spies game? When are you doing this? When are you doing that? And I'm like, I don't know, and I run away from it. But this time, like I set it up, it's like, no, I want you all to hold me accountable to it. So that helped too.
Again, well done on you. I just wanted to say that. That's good.
Thanks. Anyway. Also, check out Alternity, folks. It's actually a fun game. I like it.
I've never played it. That's why I was kind of curious about it.
Yeah, it's like I said. So it's a roll under system. Skill based. Sort of along the lines of like a Shadowrun or something. But it was like we haven't gotten into combat yet. That'll be like I had to end it. Just because my ADHD brain was starting to shut down, and Brian apparently forgot dark mode.
No, I have dark mode, but there's some websites that just don't
play well
with
it.
Don't know what it means,
right?
And it bothers me.
What was I gonna say? Anyway, it was. So yeah, so I like that the initiative system I actually think is kind of interesting. You essentially roll initiative every round, and every round is broken up into 4 phases, and then so your initiative is called an action check. Basically, you're going to roll a d20 and you have like a target number that you're going for. If you roll over the target number, well, then you're not acting until phase 4. But then if you beat the target number, so everything is like, target number, half target number, 1/4 target number. So target number is ordinary, half is good, quarter is amazing. And so on your initiative, if you get an amazing result, well, you can go in the first phase. If you get a good result, you can go in the second. Ordinary, you can go in third. If you fail, then you're going to go in the it's called the marginal phase. And the catch there is you can do you can do up to 1 action per phase, but most times you're only going to have 2 actions. So if you get that amazing result, okay, well, you could be going in the first phase, you know,
Right.
or you can say you're going to hold it for later phases. And you know,
Well, that's similar to a lot of systems do that. Yeah.
oh, I have not run into that one before.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that with initiative. You can do that with D&D. If you get the higher initiative, you can elect to hold your initiative.
Oh, right. But in D&D, typically you're just going to have, well, okay, in modern D&D, you know, you're going to have your standard action, your move action, and then any free actions.
Oh, you
But-
mean the actions in order?
right, because
Okay.
right, because that's the thing is you could have 4 actions, and you know, like say you have 4 actions per round. Well, if you only roll ordinary, well, you don't act until the ordinary phase. You can only use 1 action, and
Right.
so you'd get the ordinary and the marginal. Anyways, it's an interesting little system for initiative, but we haven't done combat yet. That'll be in the next session because, well, the players didn't follow the module.
They never do. Unless you railroad them.
There's nothing wrong if you're going to be railroading them, but just being transparent about we're playing a module. There we go.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I'm actually not complaining. Like they did okay. Like a lot of the hints that I was dropping, like they kept, you know, they actually, you know, picked up on. But they're prepping for a much larger combat than really should have like was written for.
That's
So it's like,
fair.
you know,
That's all right. Let them over prepare. Let them show up and be like, all right, we have got superior firepower, superior numbers. We have prepared bombs. We prepared chemical agents. We've done this, this, and this. And then just let them do it. And they're like, that's it. It's like, that's what happens when you bring the industrial war complex against localized guerrillas. Like, I don't know what your expectations were, but there you are.
it's not even that. It's saboteurs on a space station.
Listen, my point stands. Like, if they're going to be bringing like, heavily or like well-equipped arms forces or like security forces against saboteurs or just like local anarchs, that's you can kind of see how it all goes from that perspective alone.
Right. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because it's like just in case anyone watches it, I'm trying, and also in, you know, Kim being in the other room, like essentially it's like they're supposed to be stopping a computer virus, which
Yes.
they've sort of done, but also haven't. And so
Right.
the saboteurs are coming back to try, you know, essentially make sure that the virus, you know, triggers. And so it's like, okay, they're coming back and you're going to start this fight, but then the virus is going to trigger because you've kind of ignored that. So either I haven't dropped enough hints, which I thought I had.
No, let them. let if they die, they die.
I mean, you know,
I mean, he's not wrong.
if they
listen, yeah. Listen, I've been in a situation where I dropped the same name 3 times in a row, and I actually heard one of the players go, "I've heard this name 3 times in a row now. It must be a red herring."
it must be a red herring. I've heard this 3 times in a row now. It can't be that important.
Exactly. Like, it was for one shot. That got to the point where I said, all right, I'm folding down the screen now because, again, we were playing online. I'm going to have to speak to you out of character. What the fuck? This is a one shot. We have an hour and 20 minutes left. Why have you been given 3 of the same names? And he went, oh, okay, fine. I get the hint now. I just want to do one thing. I was just like, okay, what's that? I want to pull out my knife. I want to start like going through the person's bed to see if they were hiding anything. And they're like, Jesus Christ.
Player's gonna player.
They tore that NPC's room inside out. Inside out. It looked like a demolition crew had come through.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But anyway, Ian, Brian, well done. Sounds like you got things on the wraps, and ideally, the players have been preparing a bit of rope that's forming into a noose and allow them to put it on themselves and jump off the nearest ledge or stool or whatever is their fancy.
Well,
And in a role-playing game, by the way, in case anyone's watching that suddenly misunderstands what I'm saying.
right. Well, and that was one thing. Like we definitely went into it basically saying, okay, for all intents and purposes, this is going to be a one shot. You know, like I know it's not going to turn into a regular campaign, but I do hope it at least turns into like a semi-regular thing of, hey guys, I want to run something again. Let's do it. You know, but we also didn't stream it. However, I did record it, so I'm probably gonna post it online. So y'all can watch me be an idiot.
Oh, we can do that right now.
True. Anyways, there. I got to tell my story. I got to brag to my friends.
Well done. I'm proud of you.
It sounds like it was fun.
Yeah, it was.
So without giving away like spoilery stuffs, like what was the goofiest thing that happened and what was the most, oh, holy shit, you guys are really clever thing that happened?
Um,
Tell us about the bear, girl. Tell us about
Okay.
the bear.
okay, no. So first off, Bear actually ended up being a lot of fun. I do think there might be too many players. Like it, but like so he just wanted to, he ended up with the combat character, and like I said, we haven't done any combat. And then like he tried to do a couple things with just like brute strength and just botched them. So it's like, well, you're the gun guy and it's not helping here. But I figured we needed at least one. Anyways, he ended up with like think about it. I mean, he's an actor. He's good at the improv anyways. So the joke of the game ended up being, about like occasionally he would just like interject something talking to like another character or an NPC about his exploits as a soldier, and the various forms of space herpes that he got as a soldier. Yeah, and that's the funny thing. Like he didn't make it inappropriate. Like it didn't cross into like anything R-rated, but just like it literally just kind of became the ongoing joke, throughout the session of like oh, so the like actually the way that he was telling it one time, I got confused. I'm like, wait, I thought you said that you'd had space herpes 4 times. He's like, no. I said that was the 4th time. And I got confused. I'm like, wait a second. Have you actually contracted space herpes at some point during this session that I wasn't aware of?
Roll for space herpes.
Right. So that it was that I think was just the goofiest. It did help, kind of lighten the mood. Definitely threw me off my game, because it would distract me. But overall, it was still fun. It kept everybody. I think it kept everybody engaged and and paying attention. What was the other one? What
was the most clever? Holy shit, you guys are really good moment.
There wasn't one.
Or there's too many.
Well,
No.
not good. Clever. That was the term I used. Clever.
No, you're right. And I think I don't want to say there wasn't one, but I think I stomped on a few of them because like I was too focused on the module. You know, like I okay.
There were moments where they were veering too far out of the box, where you had to like herd them back in effectively. So while they were being okay,
no, because I was being too linear. You know, because like the way the module's written, like okay, so like the turbo, like it all takes place on a relatively small space station, and for like the elevators, you could brute force the elevator open. Okay, fine, makes sense. But I was being too literal because like the like an access panel to get to a Jeffries tube, you know, just an access shaft. You know, it said, "Oh, you either need this skill or this skill," but it didn't say anything about just brute forcing it. You know, it's an access panel. How can you not just brute force open an access panel? So that was where I was being stupid. You know, but you know, again, Bear, like I was like, oh well, you guys don't have your weapons because they're locked up in the armory. You know, it's a space station. Y'all generally get along. You don't need to be hauling your weapons around all the time. You know, there's only like 3 security guys on the station. But Bear's like, yeah, I'm a soldier. I've got my gun. You know, I'm like, yeah, I'll allow it. Go ahead. And so at one point he's like, cool, I'm gonna shoot the access panel since I can't just brute strength it. And I'm like, you know what? That's kind of dumb. I'll allow it. You know. So you know, he shoots it. I'm like, okay, cool. You managed to make a spot where you can get in and, you know, get your hands on it and pull the panel off. So overall it was I think they were good at picking up on most of the clues. Like Bear and Max Liao were having a discussion on Bear's channel, which unfortunately he took the stream down. So I can't go back and watch it. Or finish watching it, I should say. And because they were talking a lot about the session and things that they did, or that I did, or how the game played. And like another joke kind of turned into, you know, doors in space, because well, the power's off on the station, so they keep going to doors, and I kept kind of forcing them, you know, to roll their way through it. And Max brought up a good point. He's like, I'm not sure if he was trying to drive us to get the power back on, which I don't think I was intentionally, but ended up doing that. Because like once they're like, oh, they got to the power, like the power core, and you know, Max is like, well, I want to kind of deduce what the problem is. I'm like, okay, yeah. So like you're a tech guy, you know, you'd be able to go in and kind of troubleshoot it. I'm like, it's turned off. Okay. Well, like, he asks for more information. I'm like, it's almost like the power switch is off and you should go turn it on. He's like, oh, okay. So he goes and he turns the power on. I'm like, oh, everything starts booting up and gravity comes back and da-da-da-da. It's like, oh, okay, things are normal. And so at that point, you know, unless it was like specifically a security door, you know, well, then all the door problems went away. So I don't think there was anything that clever, but I think that was partly me and partly the module for not having a lot of cleverness.
But it's also the first session, so to speak. So most people are also finding their characters and testing things out to get into it. So not everyone's going to be blasé and run in and do things that's going to be out of the world.
Yeah, actually, I like Max Leal. I will give him one thing. He insisted on role playing pretty much everything, and it like so he was playing a essentially a mechanic, and before he made any kind of a role, he insisted like, and he had a whole thing going, like he had his hat on backwards and had like some fake cigarette or something. I don't know what exactly it was.
Yeah.
And like literally would go into it like, it's like, okay, well, he's like, well, I want to try this, or we need a mechanic up here for this. Okay, cool, I'm coming. He's like, all right, so well, if I take the transducer, then bypass the flux circuit, I think I could. Yeah, I think I got it. Okay, cool. Give me a roll, and then he would do that. It made it a lot more fun to me, even though it was mostly techno babble. It added to the enjoyment of the session.
Well, no, it's also a contribution into the world itself of like, we're gonna do something, someone role plays it in, and then you go from there. Like there are pros and cons to it, absolutely.
And it was absolutely a pro.
Yeah. No,
So-
definitely. I mean, I know one of the players that's joined my Saturday 40k game. He likes to role play things out, and he likes to then go like, "Well, Oscar, I don't just want to, roll for my fellowship. I want to go down. I want to talk to these people first and foremost, see if that does anything, and that will just be me using my ability or my talent of having a peer with the workers, so that we can get this done." And does the role, great outcome. He then role plays a little bit more about like, oh, if they get a good deal, handshake, and then the key thing that apparently in this player's mind was like, the way I sealed the deal was I ensure that everyone gets smokes and an extra ration of a bit of booze that will motivate them because they're warehouse workers. It's like, okay, makes sense. Booze and cigarettes will go a long way.
Sure. I don't know. I like that stuff. And yeah, it was definitely an experience. I think I'm still mentally tired from it. So, how's everyone else's weekend?
Lucky to be alive.
I'm glad you're alive too. I swear I had one more story, but I don't remember what it was.
I didn't have my usual games yesterday. I had to cancel my Rogue Trader game because my real life group had finally arranged to have to continue our Pirates of the Caribbean game after like 3 months in hiatus where we've just been doing one shots, and then at 11:30 or midnight Friday, the day before we went to the game, I get 2 texts in a row going, I can't make it. So I was like, right, well, because of there were other scenarios that was happening, like the normal pub that we go to couldn't host us because it is rugby season, so they earn more money by having the room that we normally book to have people be in there drinking and eating. I'm like, I'm not going to argue with that because it's a family-owned business. I want them to I want them to succeed.
Yeah.
But when it's not sports season, like no one goes up there, so we can use it for the long hours that we play because we buy dinner there, we buy drinks, so we at least make it. We use the area so that they at least make money. So we had to then arrange for a board game cafe, which then has the wonderful thing of if you cancel, you still have to pay for the people that cancel. So it's like, oh, joy. And it's like within the 24 hours period. So if I tell them Saturday morning that it's cancelled, they're still gonna charge me. So I'm gonna have to run the risk of showing up with less people. and trying to argue that, well, we still showed up. Can we just not pay for the people that couldn't make it? Which thankfully they were happy to do that. But yeah, it was just 4 games. I've got my game tonight, which is latest. We're going through Curse of Strahd at level 15. They've already managed to do various things that breaks the module. Like, I want to do planar shift and just leave. I'm like, you understand we're in the module, so if you actually just leave, I'm gonna make you make a new character. It's like, oh shit. It's just like this is just what's happening. Like, if half of you leave, then the other half that's staying is gonna get it. If all of you leave, then we're just gonna do Curse of Strahd, and you're all gonna be back to level 3. And they're like, no, we don't want that. You've got a gun pointed to our head, so what we're gonna do is put a gun to your stomach. I was like, what?
That's funny.
Yeah.
No,
Mind you, go on.
I was just gonna say the module's continuing whether whether you're playing that character or not.
Pretty much. It's a module for like level 1 to level 10 as well. So like they're 5 levels above, which is just funny. Although I am going to be switching Strahd out with like the
Strahd's only a level 10 challenge.
In this one, yes, I am going to pick the third party product, which is like the Lords and Rulers of Barovia, where Strahd is a challenge rating 27. So he's like a level 16 Necromancer and a level 15 Warrior.
I was gonna say for the I don't want to call it the lore, but the reputation of Strahd, I would not expect level 10.
No, like that's for 5e's reiteration. If
Strahd,
when
the
I
young years.
Yeah. The version I took my real life group through, I pulled out Van Richten's guide to vampires, and I handed that over to one of the players for them to read, and I gave them all PDF copies that they didn't read. So after they met Van Richten, and we have periods of like a month between when we get games, so I would send them out the PDF like immediately. The one person said like I would like to have the physical book to read. I gave it to them. That person read the thing about vampires, specifically about Strahd, took a bunch of notes, came to the next session, sat there and went, all right, so we've all read the book, right? So everyone sat there and went, no. So she sat there and went, wait, I'm the only... No. Yeah, so she said, I'm the only one who's actually read it. Like, yeah. They're like, oh,
I'd totally use that to my advantage if I was playing.
So, so basically, like, some of the players actually said, oh, wouldn't Oscar just summarize it for us? And I sat there and went, no.
Have you met Oscar?
No, like, I've taken the link down, which means that if you didn't download it, it's gone. And some of them sat there and went, oh. I was like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I need the physical book back now because, that's that. And she was like, oh, that's fine. I've taken all the notes I needed. So I was like, well, you now have to ask the one player who actually read the handout what they've learned. So all of them just suddenly like shifted over and looked and was like, what do we need to know? And she just read, in summary, we're fucked. They're like, what do you mean by that? Like, how fucked is it? Like, Strahd can stand in sunlight. No, he's a vampire. It's like, no, you don't understand. No, listen, sit your ass down. Let me explain to you. There are different tiers of vampires, and Strahd is the boss of all of them. The normal vampires that you're thinking of is like fletchlings. They are afraid of sunlight because they are weak. Strahd is not weak. Strahd can stand out in the sun for days at an end before he takes a hint of damage. So our entire idea of magically conjuring out a sun is pointless. He will laugh at us. So this idea, you take it, you put it in the shredder, and then you throw it into a fire because that is pointless. We cannot do that. Okay, so we can't use sunlight. It can't be that bad. Like, no. No,
It's worse.
you don't understand. Like that is the tip of the iceberg. It goes deeper. And then she went into like his regeneration is beyond this. He's technically at war with other beings that represents different aspects of evil, and he is just one of them. And she just kept on going. They sat there and went, "Why are we here?" It was just genuinely like she was sitting there like, "Why did you not read this?" She was just, we are woefully unprepared. If none of you will read this, what would we have done if we didn't read the books that we've been given? It was like, oh, it was fun. It's great. Like, there really was a moment of the group going like, "Oh my lord, we are way in over our heads." We thought D&D was fun and relaxing and enjoyable. I didn't know homework was coming in.
D&D was fun and enjoyable. No, I'm just kidding.
They were warned.
They were warned.
when I met them. Now, bearing in mind, I'm going to repeat the story for this, but like, I just made a post on Reddit when I moved to Bath and basically went, "Hey, I need people to play D&D. Who's up for it? I will run it. I don't mind, but who's up for it?" These players applied. I went, cool. We met, public place so everyone could feel safe. And I basically went, right, my style as a DM is I believe that it's fun to overcome adversity, which means that I should be very adversarial towards you, and I need to make it tough for you. However, that is not something that everyone enjoys, and I normally try to acclimatize you to my style. So I would rather, I was trying to be upfront, like, listen, you are going to be in a situation where Stockholm Syndrome is going to be kicking in, but I will slowly marinate you into the situation where you think this is in your interest. So, like, but if you're seeing this as being a problem or not what you want out of the game, absolutely, I understand, and please don't feel bad about it. I would rather not waste your time. So this is how we do it. I recommend we do. I've suggested a bunch of modules. I might, but if we do Curse of Strahd, that's got a lot of like roleplay opportunities. There's moments of combat, but it's all about like deep lore stuff like this, and you can get used to it. And the players went, well, this sounds like a good plan. Let's try to give it a go. Cool. First couple of sessions is level 1 to level 3 so that you can get used to my style of DMing, and you can turn around and say, no, this is not for me, and you can leave before we actually get into the big game. And everyone was cool with that. I almost killed 2 players in the first session. I had another player basically go like, because I made them fight bullywalks, and the way that they write bullywalks is aristocratic Frenchmen.
Yeah, that's a good description. Yeah.
Yes, Simba, do you see the land before you? Yes, this is mine. Absolutely mine. It's like, but you don't own it. Mine. It's mine. I am the greatest red-blooded of aristocrats around here, which means you must pay me my respects. Now, where's your money? You are being taxed upon looking of my majesty. So, one of the players naturally just went, I want to kill them so much. so much. So that was great. And then from there, they got into it. But yeah. I have no idea what point I was trying to make towards. I just got diverted by my own deviant tree.
No, that's why I didn't want you playing Helldivers and you had to get your ass in here. This is Talking Drek, like we have any kind of a schedule here.
Abandon all hope, my ass.
What do you mean abandon hope?
Mind you, my Sunday group has already discussed the fact that, like, wait, we're in Ravenloft. Like, yes. Which means that we're going to be fighting off Strahd. Yes. He's a vampire. Yes. That means he can't
Amazing how all this comes together.
Yeah, but it's like, wait, you can't tax the dead. Barovia is an offshore site with its own tax regulations. If we just beat Strahd into submission, we will have our own little kingdom that we can offshoot all of our money to without being taxed by all of those pesky tax collectors from other universes.
Of course, Zach just brings in something that would require a
No.
spreadsheet.
No, this is not me. This is my players.
You've
This is
trained
what
them
they-
well, apparently.
I haven't trained anything. They have just gone. Oscar, the lives of NPCs is valued in ants. We don't care. They are not real people. They will serve us. They will serve the greater hive. That is our benefits. And we shall progress from here. The mountains of corpses that we step upon to ascend up higher and higher is a price we're willing to pay. For morality becomes pointless when godhood is before you.
Some of you may die, and that's a price I'm willing to pay.
One of my players just went, "Oh, we've come across druids who believes in human sacrifices. Summon Mordekainen's hound. Boy, run over there and bite, and keep biting until the screams end."
Until the screams end.
And the dog did that. And I waited exactly 3 to 4 seconds before I went, and the screams continue until it's all gone. And then that's when the other player went, "Oh, god damn it. No." And the wizard who summoned it just went, "Oh, I just realized I've just killed everyone, including the innocent." And he was like, he generally went, "That's on me. I worded it wrong. This was clearly a small whoopsie daisy."
Small whoopsie-daisy.
They're like, "It's okay. I know how to fix this." So they walked over to the massacre that they have just done. He turned towards the cleric and went, "Cleric, can you just fix this?" And he went, "What do you want me to fix?" I was like, "I just need you to bring them. I just need you to make them come back." "Oh, I can certainly do that." Turns around and says, "I cast animate dead." To which the wizard goes, "I've done it again. Counterspell." And he just so you see all these dead people rising up only for counterspell to be kicked in, only for them to drop back down. Now, this is in Barovia. They're meant to be taking Irene and Ishmak, 2 very important people with them, and they're now seeing the players having murdered a bunch of people, including innocent people. Then Brian, look at me. Miscommunicating. Bringing back the dead. Only to someone go, "I clearly need to work on my communication skills and dispels the dead." And then they're like, what's going on? And the wizard then goes, "You know what? I don't have the energy to deal with this. So I cast sleep on the lower level NPCs so we can just transport them without problems." Now, said wizard had also been given what I've referred to as primeval spells, i.e. spells from 2nd edition, with 2nd edition rules. Allow me to elaborate. Amongst said collection of spells, there is Forget, which means that for every 3 minutes, the wizard is allowed to erase 1 minute. For every 3 levels, he's allowed to erase 1 minute of memory from said people. So, he turned around on the unconscious NPCs and cast Forget so that they won't remember the horrors that they've just seen. And when I just went you are doing despicable things, he just went, "Ignorance is bliss, Oscar, and we must protect these NPCs."
And everybody's alignment shifted one box towards evil that day.
Oh, we were already in the realm of evil. The entire group. No one's even like true neutral. Like it's either neutral evil, lawful evil, or chaotic evil, and that was from the beginning. As the Paladin of Conquest said, well, this realm is technically meant to break us and make us regret what we do. There's just a problem. This is us.
Joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I am your long lost brother that you killed, and I'd do it again. Again, none of my players watch this, so I am looking forward to a certain thing because one of the players has for like a year and a half been dropping hints that his character is colorblind. Specifically green red. So he sees red as green. So when he's been told that he had to bring ruby dust, he got emerald dust. For a 5,000 GP worth spell. So when said players could be like, oh, I'm not going to cast this one, they're going to have to tell me, I'm going to be like, yeah, it fails. Like, and the components doesn't even disappear. And it's like, what do you mean the components doesn't disappear? He's going to have to open up the container and realize he's got the wrong type of gems. Because he didn't open the container that he was given. He just trusted that the player knew what was going on. And he's referred to like the hobgoblin as being a goblin because he's green. Throughout the entire year, no one has stopped and asked why. They've just gone, oh, he's just being an ass. I am terrified because tonight they're going to be facing off against werewolves. The last time they came up against werebeasts, they went, wait, they regenerate. Doesn't that mean that they regenerate their organs? Oscar, can we August harvest them? I said, I'm not. It's the rogue universe. It's like, all right, we need to do this in Shadowrun.
Have I told you about the wizard in the 3.5 game?
No, you haven't.
Oh, so we discovered a magical elixir that the giants were brewing, and they had basically used these planar elements to make it strong so that you could recharge spell levels and things like that, right?
Yep.
And we were like, we should grab as much of this as possible. Oh, we've still got some empty vials from like health potions that we've taken. We should probably clean them first as best as we can and then scoop it up. So the wizard's like, yeah, but I want to grab some just quickly just to see what happens. Scoops it up. Do you know what the key ingredient of a health potion is?
No, I don't.
Troll blood.
Right, yeah.
Scoops it up. Makes the DM tells him to make a roll. He makes a roll. The jar then, the vial then shatters in his hands, and a glob falls to the ground, and then out of it starts growing this triformed troll-like thing, because the alchemist that made it obviously had access to many different sources of troll blood.
Oh, yeah.
So this mutation calls out, and he's like, does it have the troll trait? And DM's like, yes. And he's like, huh, I'm going to keep that because now we can harvest it for its blood and organs. And I'll just keep growing them back.
That is correct.
So yeah.
I mean, I remember there was a DM. I was watching running a game, and the players came across a dragon, and it was just the dragon was up in the mountain and so on. It was just like, okay, so clearly must be doing a lot of raids, but we haven't heard a lot about a lot of raids because it's a big dragon. It must eat. No, that dragon had cast like charm monsters on a bunch of trolls. So they would come up to it, it would eat it, they would regenerate themselves, and they would be thinking that they were best friends because this is what they had always done. So it was sustaining itself on trolls, an endless supply of food.
Players are evil.
This is no. They look upon the world you present to them and go, this is the natural, logical end game of things. Just because others have not come here doesn't mean that we shouldn't.
I just think that,
Brian, do not associate rights with trolls.
No. Notice I didn't say characters. I said players.
But again, we're assuming that our morality would stay from our world into a fantasy world.
I'm just saying that I think a lot of people say one thing, but in their hearts would willingly do something else. Just saying.
I have to think a bit more about that and gather some more data, and then I can perhaps discuss that. But it's the fun part of the escapism, so that you can now do things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do in real life, like get 8 hours of sleep, have a house without a mortgage, be able to go and trek through the woods, anything like that. Things that we otherwise wouldn't be able to normally do in our lives.
Right. No, I was just making a bad joke.
That's all right, but I wanted to build upon it. A bad foundation can still lead to something constructive. To which the engineer in our viewership will shout, "No, Saxius, that's not how you don't want a bad foundation. You want a good foundation. That's why you dig several meters down and lay concrete, ideally leveled."
Ideally leveled.
Depends what you want it for.
Yeah.
I mean, are you investing, or have you been contracted to build the Dark Lord's, evil, tower abode? Then a few minor touches to that foundation could really just come in handy in a few years.
The margin of error provided did not specify how many millimeters I could be off. Oh, I
believe the terms of the...
Go on.
Yeah?
I was going to say...
I was going to say... the terms of the contract only stipulate that I'm not to use magical creatures, not that the foundation can be off, and not to be immune to natural water erosion.
I was going to say, I can definitely see some players breaking into the construction area just to swap out the construction instructions, because naturally things like the hobgoblins and Duragar's going to be following the instructions to the letter, which means the Lord wants it to be slightly askew. Well, it's his money. Mind you, I did have a player turn himself into a bird so that he could fly up to an annoying NPC's roof and paint "fuck the druids" on their roof and fly away. just to aggravate the local druids, because they were already being a bit aggressive towards the local civilization. And yeah,
They're
there were
already a bit
consequences.
uppity.
Yeah. He also made a camel appear in that person's dining room. And went around to all of their doors and cast Wizard Lock.
I'm assuming
A
that
chest.
locks the doors.
It locks the doors, but it means that only the caster can go through it and the people that they select. So when you break into someone's home and then make sure that every single door cannot be opened by the owner, unless they are either the spellcaster or an ally of the spellcaster, it means that you've effectively locked them inside their own house. And each door is then magically imbued, which means you can't just break them down. You have to like get access and like do like many long minutes, if not hours, or an hour or so of hard work against it. Or you have to start breaking away the side walls to literally take the door off.
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean, these are the sort of things that I have the NPCs in my world. Any wizard worth their salt cast Wizard Lock on their own spellbook. So even if you kill them and you take their spellbook, you now have to wrestle with that entrapment to open it. And then some of the wizards are even more daring, and then they're going to go every 11th page of that book is going to have a rune of an explosive rune written on it.
I mean,
So as you're flipping through it, it's just going to go bam in your face and destroys the spellbook as well. I think this is normal. But apparently when I meet other groups, they sit there and go, why? Why wouldn't you?
Why not?
one of the first things I learned from other artificers in the Eberron Discord was that if you haven't booby-trapped one of your personal items, you're doing it wrong.
I've had players... no, so I've done this on both sides. I did it first, which I'm proud of, which is the players found a bunch of like gold and so on, and they realized, oh, there's a bit of magic in there. But the person who had to then decide, like, I'm going to take, just basically went scoop all of it into a bag. So they then had to go and figure out, like, okay, how do we find the magical coins without looking at them? And it was, so I've done that to one group who basically went, right, this is just lost gold, throw it away, don't worry about it. And another group actually looked at the coins, which then exploded, creating shrapnels that flew towards them.
Yeah.
The players then went around and went, fuck you, Oscar, we can do this too. So they took coins, put, wards of explosions or explosive runes on them, and then they would use like not glue, what's it, like sap from trees as glue. So they would go over and without looking at the coins from a special pouch, they would take it up, apply a bit of sap, put it on the door without looking at them, and then like do that all the way down, run away, and someone would get out a binocular, look at it, and then they would do breaches into the door that way.
Clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so have you guys ever come up with a mechanic such as that that you never intended that to be the use? This was just a neat thing to throw in there to see if the players could kind of get around that puzzle, and then it just ends up kind of horribly backfiring because they'll take it and use it in an instance like that. And you don't want to take that away from them because that's pretty damn clever of you to figure that out and do it that way.
I encourage this kind of lateral and creative thinking because at least in 5e, they've limited how creative you can be with some of the spells. In 2nd edition and AD&D, it's open for interpretation and application.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. I do it myself. I mean, that's what I've been doing, like I said, like some of the books and so on. But that's because, in my head, this is the natural outcome of spellcasters not wanting their spell books to be taken from them. It's the same with, like, if you really break it down, any kingdom worth their salt will have a lead, silver, and gold like plated room to protect them from scrying.
Right.
Because you know that there are diviners out there that can just listen in on what you say. You know that there are scries that can just... They don't need to listen. If they can see your lips, they can just lip read you. Like these are actual skills that you can have. Not to mention ESP is, again, in older editions. You can, as long as you can cast this upon yourself and just walk in somewhere, you can start targeting who you are reading. Not to mention, like, as the sorry, was that for me or? Fair, okay. Not to mention, like, the king, and is probably going to have a wizard in his courts that is secretly going to be casting ESP to then scry and spy upon the people within his courtroom to make sure that, you know, what they say is the truth. It's going into the whole thing of, like, there are now these multiple layers of, like, cloak and dagger that actually takes place, which to me is the natural outcome if the kingdom can sustain having such a court wizard around. And this is where, like, if you have... I'm just going to finish this last point. And if you then enforce the material component, that is, like, the biggest hindrance to prevent those wizards abusing their powers so often, because now there's a monetary thing, and sinking in 200, 300 gold coins per spell, per, you know, court session, that gets expensive really quickly. Go on, Surface.
So, I had a really lovely idea. I was going to, because in 3.5, in Eberron's Magic of Eberron book, there is a spell called Scrying Trap. And it doesn't hide you from being scryed, but it punishes the other person from being scryed, from scrying you. And the best part is, the more, like, say you're an evil wizard on the same plane.
Yeah.
You're going to get hurt. Say you're a demon in the abyss trying to scry. You're going to get very hurt. And it kind of keeps amplifying the more it keeps going down. Or, you know, going along. I thought, oh, a lot of the rest of the group has amulets of non-detection, so that they can't be scryed on. They just don't appear. What if I had a Aeon Stone of Scry Trap? I can be seen at your own peril.
So one thing that my Saturday group did when they were playing 2nd edition, they got a hold of a crystal ball. So they would often ponder the orb, as the meme was well and truly alive at the time. But there was, like, an ongoing discussion of, like, okay, so we know that we have 30 minutes before the one who is scrying goes insane. So they went and they invested a lot of gold into getting a glass hour, or a glass thing. Glass hour. Hourglass, thank you. That would be exactly 30 minutes that they've invested into that. So they would have that. They would then have a servant who would then turn it over, and his one job was to just watch that thing for 30 minutes and give him the heads up when it was about to run out. The other wizard would then cast ESP and minor illusion, so that the one person pondering the orb would see things. The other wizard would then read his mind to see what was happening, and then use illusion to project it out like a television, so everyone else would follow along. Just it was usually without sound, but that was just like a minor thing. They were like, that's fine. Like everyone can see what's going on, and I can describe what's happening.
Mhm.
So that was our way of circumventing the need of all of that being done. But it became such a good thing that I was like, when the players did, I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. So the players began seeing like, this is kind of normal, but they even came across that some wizard cults would have the scrying orb, but then they would have like a cursed scrying orb that they would intentionally leave behind when they had to make a quick escape, so that people would pick it up. They would try to do identify, and then that would backlash. So whoever was trying to like figure out things would then be psychically attacked. So they're like, "Oh, we are playing some interesting game," which again it fitted into the theme because they were often going up against the Yuan-Ti, who had a baseline intelligence of 18. So they were like genius level, and the players knew it. They knew that they would never fully catch up to them, but all they had to do was just trip them up, because the Yuan-Ti worked logically. So the response to that was to be very chaotic whenever you engaged with them.
Yeah. All right. Well, I apologize, but it's 12:30 here, so I will have to. Oh, okay. You're going to. What you showing us? Scrytrap. Yes.
Nice.
Loop. There we go.
I like that.
Is that the 3rd edition one?
Yep.
Oh,
From
yeah. Oh,
Magic
yeah.
of Eberron. Yeah, it's
Mark of detection. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the real one.
Yeah.
It's the real one.
I love the material component being powdered glass from a broken mirror.
Yes.
7 years of bad luck.
On the other person now.
However, the other person takes 1d6 points of damage per my caster level and is blinded for 1 minute.
Yep. But it's psychic damage too, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's very few immunities and resistances that can stop it.
Yep. Which is great. But yes, anyway, so it's 12:30 here, and I have had a very long weekend, so I will be punctual and actually enforce a time stop right now. So,
No, of course.
yeah. Anyone want to say anything before we close out?
I'm glad I got to be here today. And I'm glad everyone else showed up.
You kind of twisted their arm.
He baited me. He knew how to push my buttons. I came here willingly. Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't. I enjoyed it. Thank you for having me. I'm glad I can continue to entertain and share my creative ways of tormenting your players.
There's an understatement.
Well, I've already shared with you like what my Saturday group is going to be going up against soon.
So, Reverse Starship. You got anything you want to say?
Yeah, Starship spelled backwards is piss rats.
Yep. Also, I watched your members only video and it was awesome.
Man, that was a tough one to record, research, and edit. But it was fun. It'll probably stay at like 4 views.
Okay, I'll go watch it again then. Jeez. Anyway, yeah, that's all from me. I'm too tired, too poisoned for this shit.